Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Peace to my beautiful people from this beautiful land. Love you, I'm in love with you. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. California, Tameri, respect my kicks, what up? Hit the like button, hit the share button. If you on YouTube, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Roll the corn. Appreciate that, bro. Zanny, what up? Big Dream Creator. Benjamin Zeus, what's up, fam? The Real Indian t-shirts on the way. Sis, what up? Urban Legend. Roll the corn. Lady Burton. Sleepy Eyes 81, what up? Hit the like button, hit the share button. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Nay, roll the corn. Greenville, Mississippi. Wheatley, what up? Royal Lee. Mr. Porter, Atlanta, what up? Vicksburg, Mississippi in the building. Rocky Kale, Jersey, what's up, fam? Sis, Mr. Porter. Love you, I'm in love with you. Roll the corn. Love you, I'm in love with you. Bow my head to my people, man. I love you, I'm in love with you. Now, today, I'm going to go through some newspaper clippings about the Phoenicians and the mound builders culture. It's a lot of old newspapers talking about what kind of languages, what kind of things the people was doing. And we're going to break down that today. I found some interesting newspapers on ancient civilizations who wrote a style of Hebrew, right? And they was in America. So we're gonna check that out and we're gonna break that down. And I want people to see what they were saying about the ancient culture with the Phoenicians and the mound builders, right? Because it's a lot of stuff we don't talk about, but they talked about this stuff in the 1800s. And people act like it don't exist, but it really does exist. I've been watching people call the old mix, before I get started, I've been watching people call the old mix, Africans. People been calling the old mix Africans lately, right? The old mix, how can they be African and they have a corn god? Copper Arrow, you're exactly right. How can they be Africans and they got a corn god? How can they be Africans in the afterlife teaching of the jaguar? The jaguar is an American cat. Like, Who is paying these people to do this stuff, y'all? Like, we got to really start looking at these teachers. Like, somebody is really paying these people to teach Africa everything. And it's crazy that you would say a group of people with a corn god and a jaguar, an American cat from America is an African. Ivan Van Sertima, I read his book too, but Ivan Van Sertima was wrong too, right? These people are wrong. They got the story all backwards. I don't know if they've been paid to do that, or they just didn't study it right, or I don't understand it. But resurrection with agriculture comes from America. So when you speak of Osiris with a resurrection of agriculture, a corn resurrected in the spring, then you have a corn mummy. That is American teachings. Ain't no way around it, bro. So now you gotta look at it a whole nother way. Olmecs are not Africans. They have a corn deity and they have a jaguar, right? Just like the Mississippians have the panther, it's the same thing as the jaguar, the Olmecs. It's all Tameri culture. It's all American culture. BG Lou, what up? It's all American culture. Y'all can stop doing that. Like, I don't know, like, what's wrong with y'all? They ain't got no common sense no more, but the teachings of these people don't even be making sense no more. Roll the corn. You right, Copper Arrow. The only Olmec head in Africa was sent there from Mexico. They got one in Africa, but it was sent there from Mexico. So it's not from that land. So stop, bro. Just these people be tripping. Let's get into some newspaper clippings. Before I get started, I want y'all to go check out my video from yesterday. Why we are the chosen people, because people need to hear this, right? This on YouTube. Why we are the chosen people. I want people to lock back in on why our people are the chosen people of this planet. And I want people to understand it. So y'all go check out my last YouTube video, Why We Are the Chosen People. Let's go here. Now, when I teach y'all about the Phoenician or the Sidonian, the Phoenician Sidonian teaching, and I tell y'all that they got a big connection with the mound builders on the Mississippi River, and don't nobody understand it, and then I go back to find these old receipts and show it to you, because I be wanting to show my people what people were saying that matches up with what I be teaching, right? And I be finding this stuff after I figure it out, so it goes along better with the teaching. Now, it's talking about Phoenician predecessors, right? Now it says, at first glance, Senor pronounced the mysterious characters pure Phoenician and set himself resolutely, enthusiastically to work to master their meaning. He was already grounded in Hebrew and cognate languages, right? But they found this Phoenician in Brazil. This was found in Brazil, people. They're talking about artifacts in Brazil from the Phoenicians. In Brazil now. Brazilian History Society. You see it? Brazilian History Society. So in Brazil, they find artifacts with ancient Hebrew languages in Brazil, said to be made by the Phoenicians who was in Brazil at a point. And I want y'all to understand what they're saying about this stuff. Now let's keep going. The letters are eloquently formed, but lack the vowel points, and present some other peculiarities, and many description of which would be more interesting to the members of the Oriental Society general reader, right? In the 8 lines, a band of Phoenician formed Sidon Apparently, exiles or refugees have left a brief record of their wandering. They describe themselves as having set out from a port in the Red Sea in the 9th and 10th year of King Hiram, and having sailed to a certain number of new moons. The director guesses 12, but is not quite sure, that along the Egyptian African coast. They mention the number of their vessels and of the men and women on board, right? Phoenicians. They're talking about their travels around Africa. But this is found in America, right? It's interesting. Hebrew writings about us traveling around Africa in different with a respect with a fleet full of ships, but it's found in Brazil, right? Let's keep going. Stuff deep now. Now this talks about Phoenicians' voyage from south to north. The Cape of Good Hope near Senegambia. They steered into the high sea and seized by the famous equatorial current, which sometimes flows with extraordinary swiftness on the Brazilian shores, right? Came upon the Brazilian shores. We have spoken of this Brazilian discovery and interesting. At least one man in the United States to whom must be gratifying as well, very high degree. But they're talking about in Brazil, Phoenicians artifacts found in Brazil, Hebrew artifacts, talking about how they floated around Africa, came around back to America, and now they're in Brazil. Now, let's keep going. The marks of the inscription and a Phoenician one, right? As he conjectured at the outstart. This inscription was in the heretic or priestly characters, right? Lord Tammuz of the heavens, the Baal, the professor is as easy in his mind on the forgery score of director Neto professors to be. A Phoenician inscription, he said. Phoenician inscription. Roll the coin. Watch this. Now, all scholars know that the Phoenicians were the best sailors of antiquity, intrepid, skillful, and right, navigation discoveries. The vessels were world renowned for their size and speed. They steered by the polar star. They were steered by the polar star. That's when I was showing y'all the mound builders had the polar star on their forehead coming out the mound. So these people already knew about how to use navigation by following the polar star, right? Now watch this. The mound builders of the lower Mississippi, right, practiced the Moloch form of sun worship, and they try to say human sacrifice as their golden city opposite St. Louis. The worship among the kindred in Mexico, including the eating of flesh of captives. Now this is cap. This is cap. But you must know Moloch, right? That's why they made Moloch some type of Moloch teaching evil, right? Because it was done with the ancient culture, but they try to say it's child sacrifice. Baal. That's what they try to teach you, right? So Moloch, right? Phoenicians were selling clothes, right? Blue clothes, indigo clothes, which means they are Indian. Phoenicians were selling blue clothes, right? Indigo. That means that's why they call these people Indians. They were bringing blue dyed clothes to other lands. So they were Indians, people. It's just that simple. They were Indians. But they compared them to the Mississippi mound builders. Right? They compared them to the Mississippi mound builders. Now let's go look at this Moloch teaching. Now, they try to say it's child sacrifice, right? That's what they want to teach you, that it's the Moloch teaching is child sacrifice. And it's what they think it is and what they want it to be, right? But scientists argue that Tophets were simply specialized cemeteries for children who died prematurely. Our people weren't killing no children. At the time, this is so far back in history, kids were getting born prematurely. And they was burying these children elaborately. And then when the hunter-gatherer finds it, they try to say it's child sacrifice. It wasn't child sacrifice. During those times, 2500 BC, 3000 BC, the high mortality rate was going on with children getting born. So these people were traveling all over the world on ships, and they buried these children that was premature in elaborate burials. But these other people call it child sacrifice because they didn't understand it, right? After they found it in a couple of 100 years ago, they called it child sacrifice, right? So they said the Mississippians were burying children, premature children, but they want to call it sacrifice, but that's a lie. We all know that far back in time, kids were born prematurely. And then over there, it was all type of stuff going on in nature at that time, right? Diseases and natural causes of death theory. Scientists such as researchers from the University of Pittsburgh analyzed teeth and bones from those urns, right? Ancient infant mortality. See that? They argue that these infants died naturally of infectious disease or stillbirth, and their grieving parents cremated them or placed them in a dedicated sacred cemetery. That's what happened. That's what happened. But these other people want to make your people so evil that they say it's child sacrifice to a god because they don't understand your culture. They want to make everything evil. They want to make everything sound like it's so evil so we can just take these people over because they are savages. But they wasn't savages. They were just burying premature babies. Ancient infant mortality rate means babies are dying because human nature is coming around and a lot of children died and they buried them. The parents buried them, grieving them. And y'all come back and teach they were sacrificing the babies. How the hell are people of nature gonna sacrifice babies? See, this is how they lie to you people. With all that Baal and Moloch, they took what they thought to be true and they turned it into Baal and Moloch, the evil teaching, right? Now, I want y'all to understand they said the Mississippi has done the same thing as the Phoenicians. I want y'all to understand it, right? Disease was the number one killer of children across the ancient Mediterranean. Disease, people. Severe famine. So by the time our people get there and start planting crops to feed ourselves, we coming up over there in the Mediterranean, children are dying and they're burying them. And then when archaeologists come back and find it, later on in history, they say it's child sacrifice, but it's not. It's just a lot of famine going on in the world. Ain't that many people farming, and there are premature babies coming around. Now, let's keep looking. The Canaanites were heavily demonized, but it is important to understand this through the lens of ancient history. Their negative reputation comes purely from the religious and historical texts of the ancient Israelites, who viewed Canaanite religious practices as a profound threat to their own monotheistic identity. Now, if you Canaanites were demonized by Israelites, why? Because Canaanites are of nature. Israelites are coming into a religion of Yahweh, right? This is where you get nature versus God. The first time nature people goes up against God's people. God's people are going to tell, God's people are lying, people. They're trying to demonize a nature's people. Why are they trying to do that? Because they want you to believe in their religion, but they don't want you to believe in nature and self-sufficiency. So everything of nature, the Canaanite done became evil. Moloch, child sacrifice. The Indians done sacrifice. They get to teach you all this evil shit, but they lying. And them the ones, the religious people are the ones doing the sacrifice. Because that's what they ended up believing was going on, but that wasn't true. Old Testament condemns the Canaanites, described them as excessively wicked. See it? Let's keep going. In early Mesopotamian and Canaanite mythology, the pantheon includes God El, Baal, and Osiris. Abrahamic monotheism took root. Religious writers did not simply deny the existence of these gods. Instead, they often demoted them. The rival gods of the Canaanite worship were frequently reclassified as later theological interpretations of demons, false gods, or fallen angels. There you go right there. There you go right there. Nature's people teaching became demons, false idols, and fake-ass fallen angels. That's why they tell you the giants are fallen angels. The giants had babies with the humans, they fallen angels. That's why they tell you that stupid shit. Right? They tell you that to demonize your culture and uplift religious culture. Scare you off. Make you think these the evil people, them the demons. But this is what your ancestors believe in first. Nature first. Way before any religion. So nature's people becomes demonized over history, right? Now, while they claim that the Canaanites engaged in child sacrifice is a staple of biblical demonization, it's biblical demonization of a people. Roll the coin. This is how they demonize you. Demonize everything your people done. Right? Let's keep looking. There seems indeed to have been also a small amount of originality in the Phoenicians' work. The present is only suspected in the shapes given to some of the vases, right? Phoenicians' art exercised a marked influence on the 7th and 8th century BC upon Assyria. Something I want to show y'all in here. Strictly speaking, Phoenicia had no native art. Its artists were schooled on the Nile and the Euphrates. They were schooled on the Nile and the Euphrates. Now, these are the first two cultures on that land with nature's teachings. The Nile and the Euphrates. Think about it. The Nile and the Euphrates. Both of those cultures came there from America, people. Those are Tameri cultures that's in the Euphrates and on the Nile. They know this. Real historians know this, but they cannot teach it because they will be kicked out of academia. They will be kicked out of history's teachings. And they ain't gonna be able to get no jobs in no schools or none of that. So they don't teach it. They just try to act like they from their land. But The first people on the Fertile Crescent and the first people on the Nile come from Tameri. Both of them was growing corn. Facts. All this teaching of this ancient Phoenician, Sidonian, ancient languages, that's our language. That's our language. Let's keep going. Now, I want y'all to see something. I think it says something about Misha. Let me see. Art of Assyria. Now I'm trying to find a receipt. Hold on. With Misha. Now there was a god of the Phoenicians named Misha, right? See, can I find it? Y'all see it? I think it's on this receipt. Area Misha. But anyway, I want to show y'all something. I can't find it right now. But anyway, now Phoenicians had a teaching of a king named Misha, right? Misha is Hebrew. Now I want you to know that. Misha or Misha is also an ancient place named in Arabia, mentioned in Genesis in the Bible. Where does Misha, the name, come from? Now, Misha is associated with the king around the river in that area. I taught y'all that Misha is the original name of the Mississippi River. So these words and names are connected. Misha, the king of Moab. Then you have Misha, the Mississippi River. This is a language coming from with a people saying the same thing. They're naming themselves after certain things. They're using certain words that they were never used in the Middle East and Africa. Misha Sapokni is the name of the Mississippi River. Then you got the Phoenicians with Misha. Right? Roll the corn. King Mesha of Moab. Right? So these words, Misha, Michael, all these words come from a certain language. This ain't even no African words. That's why y'all still got women over here named Misha today. Kamisha. All that old stuff. Kamisha. It's our language, people. On their land. Because the Mississippi River named Misha. From ancient times. Let's keep going. Now, Misha, over there, also known, Misha Stele. This is an artifact, right? King Misha. Got something to do with Israel and return the sister of Misha to throw off yoke of Israel. But Misha, the word, the first time I ever seen it, see Phoenician alphabet, I seen it on the Mississippi River. That's a fact. They just changed one letter and try to act like it's a different word, but it's the same word as the Mississippi River. Misha Sapokni. Misha is directly associated with water and rivers in the Middle East. Who named it? Who named it Misha? See, you got to find the words of the original words of a culture. Then you understand who naming this stuff, right? Now, if rivers, Misha is directly associated with water and rivers in the Middle East, who named it? Watch this. Who named it? Misha Sapokni. Choctaw name for the Mississippi River. See that? Misha Sapokni, Choctaw name for the Mississippi River. Now, in the Middle East, you get Misha, associated with water and rivers in the Middle East. The inscription is heavily linked to regional waterways. It's the same word, people. The name Misha or Misha can occasionally be found attached to minor seasonal streams or springs in the region. Globally recognized historical identity got by Misha, king of Moab, for his famous stone monument. So Misha, the Mississippi River, then you start to name rivers in the Middle East, Misha. Then you get King Misha. Let's keep going. The old city is well worth study. The Phoenician cemetery, just outside, within a few years, giving forth some rare treasures. Right? Now let's go to the bottom, down here. Let's go to the bottom down here. Phoenician tombs was it to ride amongst the glorious orange groves of Sidon. Phoenician tombs are in the glorious orange groves of Sidon. Orange groves, burials, the tombs of the Phoenicians. Now, roll the coin. Orange groves, Sidon. Interesting. While they are now synonymous with that region, oranges are not native to the Mediterranean Sea. This is a burial in the Mediterranean Sea, people. Phoenician cemetery in Sidon, Mediterranean Sea. Oranges are not native to the Mediterranean Sea. Oranges and other citrus fruits, they try to say it come from Asia, but they're a goddamn lie. It comes from here. These people are from Tameri. They can stop. They're from Tameri. They buried in orange groves. Ain't no oranges native to the Mediterranean Sea. We brought oranges over there and planted them and buried our people right there. And everybody in history, all these different teachers, don't even talk about it. Because they already know, they think you stupid. They think we just stupid. We don't know oranges come from Tameri. And all these people buried over here with Hebrew and oranges. Come on, man. We got to get back to common sense. They don't even make sense. Oranges are not native to the Mediterranean Sea in 2000 BC. They're not even from there. Somebody planted those and buried their people right in the orange grove. Right there. Facts. Oranges, not native to the Mediterranean Sea. These were people of paradise that came to their land. Right? Now let me show y'all ancient mines in Spain. Right? A scientific system of mining, the implements being in such good state of preservation that it could be determined that it was not a Roman, but a Carthaginian or Phoenician mine in ancient Spain. In ancient Spain, people. Only reason I showed y'all this receipt because Moors didn't build Spain, people. Moors did not build Spain. Our people built Spain first. Spain is right when you enter the Mediterranean Sea. Our people built Spain. We were mining minerals in Spain like we mined them in America long before the Moorish, Etruscan, all that teaching ever started. We are the ancient culture that first put first foot on these lands. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, it's bigger than just America. It's bigger than America. When they say ancient culture, the old world, sophisticated the whole world, our people went around the whole world and built up everything before any other culture started. We are the old world people. So therefore, a lot of them buildings over there was built by our people. It's really our shit. Because the people who over there eating oranges in Spain, ain't no oranges over there, big dog. They had to get it from their homeland. Here. Then we found artifacts with Phoenicians. Then they say the Mississippi mound builders were just like Phoenicians. The most ancient mining in the world came from the Great Lakes, not Africa or Mediterranean Sea. The oldest miners on the planet come from here. So when you see people mining in ancient times in other places, their bloodline come from here because that mining was done over here first. You just don't hop out mining no copper and silver all around the world. That's crazy. You got to know what you're doing. Right? Roll the corn. Whence came the ancient evidence that advanced civilization whose ruins are scattered today through Mexico, Central America, and Peru? Did it come from the lost tribes of Israel or did it come from Phoenicians? Right? They know that that language was all over here. They know it. Ancient architecture found in Mexico and Central America bear unmistakably a Phoenician character or resemblance in the writing style. In the writing style, people. They know that the buildings and the writing are connected to them people that became Hebrews over there in the Mediterranean Sea. Same type of structures in America. They already know it. They just don't want to talk about it no more, right? The copper mines of Lake Superior were worked at a large scale. Trenches were opened. Galleries cut. Vast amounts of ore taken away. Large masses, particularly moved toward the entrance and left behind. Who did all this work? Certainly not the Native American Indians. Rocky Mountain people. And Lake Superior. Phoenicians came. Where are their monuments? They say they stand the storms and winters of 3,000 years, yet there are many mysterious in America that turn out thoughts toward the Phoenician commerce in America. See that? Mining in the Great Lakes goes back before Egypt was ever built. Facts. In fact, starting from these mines of Lake Superior, we find down the Scotia. You start at Lake Superior, you go down the Mississippi River. You start at Lake Superior, you come down the Mississippi River. Watch this. Starting at the mines of the Lake Superior, we find Scotia, Ohio, and Mississippi, through Missouri and Kentucky, all the way to Natchez Indians. Remnants of mounds, fortifications, altars. Such character as to show that they are the work of a vast mass of people having a common government, a common religion, much military skill, and the knowledge of art of agriculture. Reaching Natchez, this colony may have lost all hope in giving themselves up to the universal human instinct, may have turned their faces westward, and we follow them. Traces to the mounds and works through Texas and Arizona and Sonora, where they touched the Gulf of California, shores of the Pacific, forced to turn westward and follow them to Mexico and Yucatan, where Cortez found their descendants in a state of civilization which filled him and his people with astonishment. Hebrews, people. Facts. Now, I told y'all that the Natchez Indians had something to do with the Phoenicians. In these old newspapers, they say the Natchez Indians are descendants from the Phoenicians. That's crazy if you think about it. That's deep knowledge. That's deep. It said they went through Natchez and stopped people. Kept going after that. But people, this stuff is ancient now. We talking 3000 BC. We talking ancient. Right? The bloodline at Mississippi Delta has the greatest bloodline on the face of the earth, people. The Phoenicians traded goods all over the world on ships, built cities out of bare stone, dyed clothing all over the world on ships, built the most beautiful cities in the Mediterranean Sea. You get it? And they say those people were all up and down the Mississippi River. Missouri, Ohio, Arizona, Sonoma, Gulf of California, Natchez, knowledge of agriculture, Scotia mounds, Ohio and Mississippi mounds, Missouri and Kentucky mounds, all the way to Natchez. Mounds, fortifications, altars. Roll the corn. And they had military skill and knowledge of agriculture. It's deep. It's deep, people. These are some of the greatest people to ever walk this planet. If you look at the achievements of these people, they done everything. And our blood is running through these type of cultures in America. Because they were here for a long time. We've been here a long time, people. Their stock came from over here and learned their way and went around the world. Let's keep going. Now, it says, shores of the Mediterranean remain some memory of their brothers who had crossed the Atlantic to their settlements, that guided by this, the early Phoenicians reached Atlantis. The early Phoenicians reached Atlantis, people. Memory of the voyages had died out amongst descendants of Phoenician colonies in Ireland. Ireland, people. We were there first too. Ireland. Keep going. Our scholar who poured out over the letters a bit of stone found 4 characters, which he called ancient Greek, right? 4 Etruscans, ancient Gaelic, right? Phoenician characters. All these different languages found over here in America. All these languages found in America. Bureau of American Ethnology. We gave them people their language, y'all. We gave them the language. We named the places. We gave them everything. We gave them people. We named Europe. We named all that shit over there. We named all that shit. I'm telling you. I can prove it. We named it. By the means in very ancient times, the entire Delta was much available for cultivation. The Mississippi Delta was much available for cultivation, right? The most appropriate that the Mississippi of today should be called the Bayou State and her citizens mud turtles. When correctly mapped, the whole delta of the Mississippi assumes the aspect of checkerboard or waterways, unmistakably artificial. Like the pyramids of Egypt, the bayous were dug by immense numbers of, they say slaves, but they're not slaves, they was working together at this time, under the direction of intelligent taskmasters. When correctly mapped, the whole delta assumes the aspect of checkerboard of waterways, just like the pyramids of Egypt. Now, what makes Egypt so fantastic? The irrigation, people. If it wasn't for the irrigation of Egypt in the desert, they would have never been no Egypt. They can talk about all these pharaohs and kings and all these lies, but if you don't irrigate the Nile River for agriculture, everybody starves right there. That irrigation was done on the Mississippi River first. That's how they learned it. It's exactly how they learned it. As you see it again, right? Listen to what they're telling you. Like the pyramids of Egypt, the bayous were dug by an immense number of people under the direction of intelligent taskmasters. When correctly mapped, the whole Mississippi Delta assumes the aspect of checkerboards of waterways, unmistakably artificial, made by the people. This is what makes Egypt what it is. This is how you feed the people. This is divine knowledge. That irrigation was found in America way older than Egypt. The same irrigation technique in the Mississippi Delta, going down to the Gulf of Mexico. Same way they done the Nile, going up into the Nile Delta. It's the same irrigation system, people. You get it? This ancient knowledge from America that was transferred when we went over there and done it on the Nile. And they know that. It's the only place in the world that's like this. It's a couple more places like this. It's one in China, and it's one somewhere else, but it's a couple more places irrigated just like the Mississippi River. And they got mounds and all them spots and pyramids and all them spots. It's like they went and found these spots. But the oldest irrigation is found over here. That's a fact. Facts and statistics is evident that the great valleys of Ohio and the Mississippi were once an adobe of a mighty nation, civilized and refined, warlike and brave, descendants of the mighty nations and who settled in the country long before the appearance of the Savior upon the earth. Long before God, the Savior, you had mighty nations on the Mississippi River. See what they're telling you now? Long before God, appearance of the Savior upon the earth, but long before that, we had mighty nations on the Mississippi River. Lexington, Kentucky, are the remains of ancient catacomb formed in a solid rock of limestone. The curiosity was discovered in the year 1776 by the early settlers of that country. The mouth of the cavern was carefully concealed with stones, which one being removed opened into a cave of immense magnitude. The size of the spacious apartment were found, upon examination, to be cut into niches or compartments occupied by figures representing men. By further investigation, these figures were discovered to be mummies, persons preserved by the art of embalming, and exhibited a state of perfection equal to that known of any time amongst the Egyptians. And you will bear in mind that this art was practiced by that people there 1,400 and some years previous to the discovery in Kentucky. The catacomb in Kentucky. Ancient mummification in Kentucky in a cave. Mighty nations before Jesus was ever thought of, before a savior upon the earth ever came. That's what they're trying to tell you. Right over here in America. These are melanated people, y'all. It's exactly who they are. These are the ancestors of the melanated Indians of the Southeast. Facts. American antiquities. Let me see where I was at. Ancient mounds and tumuli of the West. We are lost in wonder of which of the number of magnitude and obscurity of their origin. There are several hundred of those works in valleys of Ohio and Mississippi rivers. Some of them are found to be filled with thousands of human skeletons, indicating that they were places of deposit of the deal. They also bear appearance of having been, I can't see that, to some large populated city. Thousands of bones in these places. Let's keep going. Mounds, mostly significant, great majority. There exists a remarkable resemblance between the relics found in the 19th century and articles which were known to have been used amongst the Romans, Grecians, and Egyptians before the days of Christ. Let's keep going. When we view ancient mounds and tumuli, this is the same one. Same one. Grecians. Let's go back. Let's go right here. Roll the coin. Now, if we put all this information together, if Hebrew or form of ancient pictograph languages that became Hebrew and cuneiform and hieroglyphics comes from an agriculture people along the river with the same irrigation style as the Sumerians and the Egyptians. Then you have to connect these people. You cannot try to say all these people not the same when they're doing the same thing. Now, let me show y'all something so y'all don't think I'm reaching, because I don't want y'all to think I'm reaching, right? The Sumerians possessed a knowledge of irrigation, which was foundational to their civilization, people. Somebody knew when they got there, they already knew about the divine irrigation of the rivers. See that? These ain't no aliens. They are advanced agriculturalists. The Hebrew language comes from agriculturalists. They come from America. Simple. They're in the middle of the damn desert, people. Egyptians had knowledge of irrigation. Incredible advanced and complex knowledge of irrigation. See that? Now, Egypt. Let's go to mound builders in America. Whose stuff is older now? They mastered advanced water engineering, right? Engineered some of the most pre-industrial irrigation systems in America. 1,000 miles of hand-dug canals. See that? Now, He says 28,000 years. Africans are older. All right, come on, talk to me. Come on up, Russ. Come on. Come on up, bro. Come talk to me. Come on, talk to me. You don't want to talk to me, do you? See, some people just like to run their mouth. There is no archaeological evidence of a 28,000-year-old irrigation system in Africa. You can't prove that, big dog. See how fast you get your head bit off? All right. Now, hold on. See how fast you get your head bit off playing around real niggas? Oh, man. Hold on. Now, the Fertile Crescent, considered the birthplace of agriculture. The world's first large-scale irrigation system was in the Fertile Crescent. That's when we arrived there. This when Tameri people arrived, when the irrigation arrived, when the spirituality arrived, when the ancient holy style languages arrived, when the morals arrived, when the way of living in nature and don't kill everything as a hunter-gatherer. That's when this type of knowledge arrives with Tameri bloodlines in the Middle East and on the Nile. Hunter-gatherer. That's when it arrived. That's the truth. Y'all didn't have no irrigation over there before we arrived. No astrology knowledge. You didn't bury your people in mounds and pyramids, and you didn't bury no tombs. You didn't do none of that. You didn't have no morals. You motherfuckers didn't even know how to read nothing. White people included. Roll the corn. Y'all wasn't spiritual at all over there. Stop trying to teach Africa is spiritual. It was not spiritual. It was a bunch of savage shit going on. Because if y'all was spiritual, they had a high civilization, y'all would have never called my people gods. Makes sense to me, right? Now, you got to put all this knowledge in together in one pot. All this knowledge go in one pot. All this knowledge go in one pot. The language, agriculture, spirituality to nature, astrology, structure building, pyramids, mounds, tombs. You got to put all that together with a people. Now, what they are called after that, they're just called after that. After different groups go over here and over there, and over there, now they call these people and them people and that people, but it's still some type of bloodline. They came from here that started all this shit. A lot of these teachers are getting paid to teach it started in Africa. It did not. It did not. Roll the corn. It did not. Now, the earliest irrigation system over there, it says around 6000 BC, Tigris and Euphrates River channel water to the fields using a network of canals, dikes, and gates. They could control the flow of water, ensuring the crops receive adequate hydration during the dry periods. Egypt, similarity. Annual flooding of the Nile was harnessed through the basin irrigation. Farmers built earthen embankments to capture flood waters, which they slowly sped into soil, nourishing crops. This technique was instrumental to supporting the agricultural productivity that underpinned the rise of Egyptian civilization. So without this irrigation, this American invention of irrigating rivers, wouldn't be no Egypt. Wouldn't be no damn Samaria. Roll the corn. Wouldn't be none of that. This is a whole nother culture from what was on that land. That's what you got to understand. Roll the corn. That's divine knowledge, people. That's divine. Now, they want to hide your history and try to put it all over there in the Middle East and put it all in Egypt, but that ain't where your history starts at. Now think about this. You irrigate the river, just like Tameri. You plant Tameri crops. Right? You plant oranges and palm trees and citrons and American cedar woods and all these different woods from America planted on American irrigation, and y'all want to tell me these Africans. The palm tree became the tree of life. The palm tree not from over there, people. The date palm is not from over there. It's not from there. It's not from there. The date palm, the tree of life, they holy all over Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt. They holy. Wherever you see a date palm, if they holy, you better not touch them, or them Arab people will cut you down over there. Date palms not even from that land, people. They are right up beside the irrigation our people did on that land. As you can see. Planted just like that. All this stuff was planted. It's not from there. It is not from that area. The wood the boats are made out of is not from that area. Everything is new to that area. Research it. Juniper trees. Cedars. Juniper trees? Boats? Man, a juniper tree nowhere near over there. The fuck? Come on, y'all. Juniper's from America. Now, juniper trees, juniper tree boats in Egypt. Watch this. Acadia used juniper wood to build parts of a ritual or solar boat. Junipers and the Lebanon cedars. There you go right there. Ritual solar boats, Egyptians. Juniper's not even from over there, people. These are Tameri people. Come on now. Imported juniper wood for boats. Get the fuck out of here, man. Bro, stop, bro. Stop. Our people are the greatest people on the damn planet. Stop playing with me. We are the jewels of God. Stop hurting each other, bro. Stop going against each other. Your bloodline been oppressed since the beginning of time. Ever since we ran across hunter-gatherers, they've been trying to oppress us and kill us and take us out and take our land and structures and our greatness. Stop. Our people got to stop walking around here looking crazy and depressed and drunk and high. And, bro, you are the closest thing to God, to the Creator. Jewish jewels, facts. The jewels of nature. Spirituality started with y'all, not Africa. Let me show y'all what spirituality started in. Since everybody's so damn woke and everybody be talking about all this, I'm going to show you what you woke people, what spirituality started in. Where it really got deep in, when the knowledge hit with it, right? Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you what's your culture. Your culture is agra. That's your culture. It's agra. Connects food production to the spiritual essence of humanity. It views farming as a sacred practice of co-creation with nature, emphasizing deep reverence for the land, mindfulness, ecological interconnectedness over purely economic and mechanistic goals. Surrender and trust. Working with the land inherently depends patience and trust, as farmers must surrender to weathers, seasons, and natural cycles. It teaches you patience. It fosters a deep sense of belonging, requiring farmers to pay close attention to ecosystems, birds, insects, soil microorganisms. Moving away from extraction, industrial methods, right? Expressions. Judaism came from it. Christianity came from it later on. So you got to know where a religion come from. It come from nature, then it turns into religion. The practice of Shemitah, the sabbatical year, emphasizing letting the land rest, mirroring the human rhythm of the Sabbath. That's where they got that from. Right? Roll the corn. How to start your own medicine, spiritual garden. Now, You work that land, and if that land don't produce, your people starve. Let me say it again. If you're not working that land and it don't produce, then your people starve. Then you become spiritual. It gets serious then. Now I'm dead serious about it now. Because this harvest don't come out, my whole village gonna starve in the winter. Then you get spiritual in the field. Now you starting to line stars up with times of the year for agriculture. Now the laws of Ma'at kick in, right? Now you make the laws of Ma'at, right? Because you got to be connected to nature to make this thing go right. You got to be. Ain't no way around it. To make this thing go right, you got to follow the laws of Ma'at. Laws of Ma'at serve as a moral and cosmic compass for agriculture practices, which were considered sacred. Ma'at represents truth, balance, order, and justice. Egyptians viewed agriculture not merely as a survival for food, because we had already mastered it by then, but as a way to maintain a divine harmony and prevent chaos. By the time Egypt started, we had already mastered Ma'at, mastered pyramid building, mastered irrigation. You couldn't fuck with us then. We was divine gods then. But the mound building culture in America was just starting. That's the beginning of it. So they was just learning the things that the Egyptians knew later in history, people. Land preservation. I have not polluted the land. Crop rotation, natural fertilization. I have not caused the water to run short. Hunter-gatherers polluting the land right now. Still doing it. They not divine. Roll the corn. To be divine, you got to be working with nature. Simple. If you're not working with nature and don't know the ways of nature, you're not divine. You can't be no chief or no pharaoh or no god or goddess. You got to know that. So that came along with being making our people divine divinity, right? Now, what made you go to the ancestors when you passed away in the afterlife? You had to do the right things in Ma'at. You had to do the right things in Ma'at. You had to do the right things in nature. You had to do the right things in nature just to go so-called back to the ancestors. If you didn't, the devourer ate your soul. That's what they trying to tell you. You do everything right in nature, then you make it. But if you don't do it right in nature, we can tell because your harvest is not good. You had bad harvest. You didn't do something right. Your ancestors taught you what to do and you didn't do it right. And you're not divine. But if you've done it the way they taught you, it's going to come out right. That is balance and harmony in nature. Environmental steward of the land. The earth creates you, you become a steward of the earth. That's what they were trying to tell you. Then you follow these laws and then you go out divine. Just that simple. All those other things or deities or whatever was made for the divinity, right? Let me explain to you how powerful your teaching was, people. Egypt had ended up with 12 deities, right? They still teaching that shit today in movies. The X-Men, 12. The Marvel characters, 12 of them. Come on now. The Justice League, 12. Hell no, aliens ain't planting no crops. Now you start to see your story over and over again in a superhero theme. Hero comes from Haru, people. You must know that ain't no heroes if it ain't Haru. Haru the first hero. Haru is the first damn Superman. Truth talking shit now. He just talking shit. I'm telling y'all what I know, bro. He just talking shit now. He going too far. He on that Rashad Jamal shit. No, the fuck I'm not. Strong linguistic and mythological connection between Haru and the modern word hero. Ain't no superheroes if it ain't for us. The falcon-headed sky sun god known as Horus in Greek. His real name is Sakor. But anyway, ancient Greek word horos from the English word hero is derived from Haru. Okay. Put your cape on, nigga. Put your cape on. Now, roll the cord. Now you see what's going on. Right? Hold on, let's get a little deeper. Let's get a little deeper now, because y'all think this shit a joke. Y'all think everything, see. So now I gotta go into some whole other shit, right? Roll the coin. Now, Haru, associated with avenging his father. He's the first Avenger. Roll the coin. Haru is the Avenger. Now you got the Avengers. He avenged his father's. You get it? Roll the coin. That's where that shit come from. We sit here watching this shit. This shit come from ancient melanated people's stories of stars and agriculture and nature. Then they put a white boy with some slick hair in a goddamn cape on. Now he the hero. And he ain't fighting nothing but black characters. Dark-skinned enemies, evil enemies. It's a switcheroo. Luke Skywalker fighting Darth Vader. Y'all don't see it, bro. This shit all trained in your brain, bro. They using your shit against you. Only reason they came out with Black Panther because it was too many people just were tired of watching the white boy hero. And they gonna make some money, man. Put the Black Panther out. Fuck it. But we gonna say they air from Africa. We gonna say they're from Africa, but just go and put it out. Roll the coin. Black Panthers, where does Black Panther people's city sit at, people? Where do the Black Panther people sit at? City sit on top of. Y'all know? What it sit on top of? Y'all know? Roll the corn. See, they play with your culture right in your goddamn face. The city of Black Panther, Wakanda, burning Zana, it sits above the Great Mound. It's right on the Great Mound, huh? Full of vibranium. Okay. See, they play with your intelligence, bro. The mounds are our culture. I wouldn't give a damn how many Native Americans try to claim it. I know who culture it is. Wakanda sit on the Great Mound. Come on, bro. But the mounds is Native American shit. No. You're right in your... They say the vibranium is graphene. That's what they say. Graphene. They say the real vibranium is graphene. That's the shit that hover up like spacecrafts. It's a rare earth metal, right? Graphene. That's what they say. That what really vibranium really is. Graphene. Look. Now it says a lab manufactured single atom found in ancient mounds in America. Graphite. I'm tripping. It's graphite. They changed it to graphene in the lab. It's graphite. Graphite found in mounds. Graphite is frequently raw material. It was found in the Adena mounds and the Hopewell mounds. Indigenous mound building cultures in America had graphite, which makes graphene, which they're talking about is vibranium. This shit was all over their armor and everything. They sprinkled powdered graphite on the bodies and grave floors as part of their funerary rituals. Who y'all think they talking about? What are they talking about? Natural inks and graphite. They transported it from the Appalachian region, from New York to Alabama, and traded it long distances of exotic goods like copper, mica, and galena. They transported it. I thought they were talking about Africa. Folks talking about right over here, bro. Wakanda forever, Casey, man. That's what they talking about. Now, if y'all go research graphene, it do amazing shit. Go research it. Go research graphene, and rare earth metals. Boy, that shit gonna get the flying. You gonna put that shit on the table with a mag and that shit gonna do this. Woo! Shit get to hovering around the room. Just like a spacecraft. You like, what the fuck? Graphene just floating. Shit just floating. Shit just up there floating like this. Then you gonna start understanding what your people done on their planet. Then you gonna start understanding what they build these military planes out of. Start understanding where all this old UFO looking shit come from. Then you gonna understand. Right? Now let's go ask some more questions since, graphite. Let's go look around. Now you gonna understand it. Now you gonna understand it. The shit used in space exploration, so-called, and military aviation. Extreme heat resistance, lightweight, structural strength, used in rocket nozzles, satellite structure supports, stealth bomber coating, jet engine seals, temperatures that will melt traditional metals, will not melt graphite. That shit is floating. Roll the coin. That shit gonna float. There you go right there. Shit can't even be detected by radar. Look at your funny looking planes. All graphite. See, this where you get them old UFO at now. If I show you that shit floating around the room, you gonna think somebody crazy. Cause I got video of that shit floating around. Shit just float. I'm talking about these is not out of space metals. That shit called a rare earth metal. You put it up against some more metals, it's gonna float right in your face. This is where they get the knowledge from, our ancient culture, people. Everything in the mounds and in the pyramids and all that shit, they try to figure out what it was used for. Because our culture had figured out what it do on the planet. Right? You got to figure out now. That's why they say old world is new shit. Old world teaching is what taught the new world. Roll the coin. Now, Egyptians occasionally used graphite, right? They occasionally used graphite, Egyptians. They occasionally used it. Why? It don't come from there. Graphite come from China, Brazil, Madagascar. Ancient Egyptians used graphite for pottery and other shit. Why is all this foreign stuff from America ended up on the Nile? We figured out this shit first, and then our culture took it to the Nile. You get it? Ain't nothing, none of this, 75% of the stuff Egyptians were using don't even come from there. You gotta know that, bro. 75% of the shit Sumerians were using don't even come from there, bro. They were importing this shit, bringing it back and forth, going home, bringing it back, building shit with it. It don't even come from that land. Therefore, the people don't even come from that land. Simple. Any questions, any comments, hop in the chat. Aten Raw, you got a question or a comment? I'm gonna take a couple questions, y'all. Let me see. Maya Rose, you got a question or a comment? Y'all throw something in the chat or hop in the guest box. Talking about Brazil, Canada, and Madagascar got the most, them people not even talking about Africa, bro. Wakanda is right here. It's right here. Right here. Casey Macon was showing me some artifacts from the old mix. In South America, they got Paleo Hebrew all over their face. She crazy. I'm telling you. Once you know the symbolism, bro, you can't go wrong when you look at the artifact different then. First, you're just seeing the artifact. But now you see the languages on their face, the meanings on their face. Let me show y'all one of the cases making receipts. Show y'all one of these on their face, the meanings on their face. Let me show y'all one of the cases making receipts. Show y'all one of these receipts. Show y'all one of these receipts. Put a 2 in the chat, 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 2 in the chat. Y'all hear me? We good? We good? Let me just show y'all how simple this shit is. Olmec, jade human face effigy pendant. Olmec, jade human face effigy pendant. See that right there? See that U with the 2 lines? It just look like some normal type of shit, right? It just look normal to the naked eye. They don't know what they looking at. They don't know what they looking at, right? Look normal. Now let's go back to the oldest language on the face of the earth. Shout out to Casey Maker for this receipt. What's that right there? A lift. Right there. You see it? Right there. Let's go. Hold on. Take it slow now. Old man. You see it? Look at that lift symbol. Right there. Now I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. But as you can see, it's the same language. They acting like, boy, these melanated people in America ain't them folks that created that language. We are. We them people. We them people. We them people. I keep telling y'all we them damn people. We created that shit. All right. Roll the coin. All right, y'all. You right, that's calf. I'm sorry. I might be tripping. Hold on. It's calf. Calf, y'all. Calf means palm of the hand. The earliest form of calf are based on Egyptian sign depicting the hand showing the palm. The Egyptians used for the D sound, but the Hebrew was used for the K sound. Palm, people often making a mistake that the palm tree branch is meant. Indeed, a form of the first temple of symbolic writing of the Biblos. Writing of Biblos. Oh shit. Did I teach y'all that yesterday? Hold on. Calf. Hold on. Now we finna get deep. And I ain't even want to get into this. But the writings of Biblos possibly depict a palm branch rather than the palm of the hand. I told y'all the date palm tree is the tree of life. Biblos. What book name came from Biblos? What book name came from Biblos? I taught y'all this yesterday. The Bible. So now, you are using these people, ancient culture, as your religion. Roll the card. I keep telling y'all this shit. Oh, my people be trying to sound smart. Abrahamic religions, man, we not talking about that. I'm going way back before that, bro. Where you think this shit came from? I told you about a yin, a lift, all these different symbols, all on our people's face, bro. Lamb, the canes, lamb canes on the we know the truth now. Black melanated Indian T-shirt. Them lamb, it's lamb, the people. It's lamb. Come on now. It is lamb. Right here. You got to start looking a little deeper. It's right there in your face. Roll the coin. Let me start right here. Let me show you right here. Okay. Right here. This show you everything you need to know right here. There go a lift right there with the hand plow. I'm tripping. Zayin. Zayin with the hand plow. Right there. Zayin. Zayin is Paleo-Hebrew, people. Now, what the two feathers mean? What the two feathers mean, people? Put it in the chat. What does the two feathers mean? Ma'at. Now, why is Ma'at and Zayin on the same artifact that look like a sphinx? Why? This is supposed to be hieroglyphics. This is supposed to be Paleo-Hebrew. Why is it on the same artifact? When they separate this, in the white folks say it's just Egyptian languages and this is a biblical language. But why is it on the same artifact in ancient? Because your people created both of the damn languages. You'll let these dumb fake teachers try to teach you that we didn't create that language too. We create a hieroglyphic, but the Hebrew shit ain't got nothing to do with us. You a damn lie. We created all this shit. All of it come from the same stock of languages. It just told y'all that the Egyptians used the Hebrew calf as a glyph. It just told y'all the shit on the paperwork. It's the same language. Biblos, the place where they bought papyrus papers. The first books come from the Phoenician Biblos and the Nile. Them the first people created papyrus papers. The damn papyrus ain't even from over there. So the Biblos book, bought by the Greeks from Biblos, Phoenicia, is our shit. The language and the paper they wrote this shit on. See, then the Greeks steal the word Biblos and turn it into Bible. They have no culture, people. Stop giving them too much culture. You're giving them too much. The white man created the Bible. That's Biblos. Biblos is a Phoenician city. Come on, bro. You gotta know where these people getting these words from. You must know where they getting their information from. You gotta study the cultures, right? Roll the coin. Now let's go look at calf a little deeper. Because I know a little something about calf. They connect to everything else over there. Roll the coin. Now we starting to get it. All them languages ours, people. Proto-Cynetic, Paleo, all that shit. Hold on. Now the calf means palm, people. It means palm. They try to say it's the palm, the hand palm, but it's really connected to the palm tree also. I ain't gonna tell you that. Connected to the palm tree also. Now, I want y'all to understand, every time you get, the Phoenicians are Canaanites, right? Same language as the Egyptian. See it? Then you get Hebrews after Canaanite. See that? But they want you to think Egypt started all of it, but it really started from these people who brought it to the land. The Canaanites brought their language to the land. Then it goes down to these other languages later on. The Achaean Latin, Arabic, last language. See that? Ancient, Paleo-Hebrew, Canaanite, Egyptian, then you get regular Hebrew, then you get Phoenician, and all of that. But the ancient languages are found over here. Right over here in America. We can find them in the mounds. The ancient languages before these languages even hit. Before 2000 BC. Any questions? Y'all tell me. I'll bring you up real quick. Someone with the hand, with the eye blew me away. That is the Ogi, right? I think it represents Orion's Nebula with the eye. Yep, the Ogi. The Mississippian Ogi, that's what they call it. See, Orion's Nebula is a part like an opening in Cygnus, right? And they use that in the symbolism. So you got to know the stars to understand the symbolism. See, when you put the Cygnus in Orion's Nebula together, They are located along the same spiral structure in the Milky Way, the Orion Cygnus arm, right? So Egypt is not just talking about Orion, they're talking about Cygnus also. So you got to know that, right? I'll give you an example of what we're talking about. You got to know they go together. Let me get closer. Y'all can see it when I get to it. Right here. Well, it's not on this one, but I have to go back and find it. But you got to know Cygnus and Orion's belt and nebula all go into the same teaching, right? When you figure that out, it's not just Orion. See, they took the Cygnus teaching. See how they got the nail, Cygnus? They took the Cygnus teaching out of the teaching so it confuse our people, right? When you take Cygnus out of it, you can't compare it to the American mounds. You can just say Orion's belt and just leave it at that. But if you put Cygnus in it, they know the Cygnus correlation had already came out about the American mounds. So you start teaching that Egypt is aligned with Orion instead of Cygnus, right? Cygnus is the afterlife teaching. That is the real Thoth. The wisdom of Thoth is Cygnus knowledge. Then you put it all together, our truth come together then. The mounds are built just like the pyramids. The mounds in America align with Cygnus just like the pyramids of Giza. The Mayans they should align with Cygnus. Olmecs do. The path of souls. Right, Rudy Ray. The path of souls is the same as Duat. The path of souls of the mounds, American mounds, it's the same thing as Duat, people. That's what they don't want you to know. Now you can say Native Americans built the mounds, but when I show you Cygnus and then Cygnus in Egypt, that that knocks our people right back into the truth. Boom. Now, that is an ancient alignment of melanated people. Now people come to me now and be like, truth, I can't do nothing but believe you, bro. Look at the astrology. Like, at this point, this knowledge is so over hunter-gatherer's head, they can't, you got to go research it. You can't say you from Africa no more. You can't do that shit. You got mounds in America older than Egypt aligned with the same alignment. Where the hell you think they got it from? Here, nigga. We took that shit over there. Roll the corn. And then my boy Liny been sending me them artifacts with Cygnus right on the headdress of the first Egyptian. Cygnus sitting right on the headdress of the first Egyptian. Put them out, people, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Cygnus was astronomically and mythologically significant in ancient Egyptian traditions. The swan, celestial bird motif was deeply woven into Egyptian cosmology from the early periods. The celestial river, Cygnus flying up and down the Milky Way. Same thing going over here. Divine waterfowl such as ibis or goose. Who is the ibis? Thoth. That is not an African teaching. Thoth is the Atlantean, right? The Atlantean knowledge came to Africa, right? Didn't the Atlantean knowledge come to Africa? Didn't Billy Carson teach you he came on a spaceship? Didn't Billy teach you the shit came on a spaceship? No, it ain't the truth. It came on a regular boat. Now, to prove my point, Ibis, Cygnus, that's the knowledge of Thoth, the knowledge of the afterlife, the Cygnus teaching. Ibis, goose, right? Now, let me break that down. What did Thoth tell you? What did the wisdom of Thoth try to tell you? The Thoth, the Atlantean, Thoth the Atlantean Thoth said records, knowledge came on a ship. Let's see if we find that shit. Roll the coin. Emerald tablets of Thoth, they say. Thoth recounts he loaded up all his instruments, the records of sunken Atlantis and his people into a great spaceship and fled toward the rising sun, eventually landing in the land of Kim. They landed in the land of Kim. This is Cap. Cap, spaceship Cap. They're talking about a real ship. And then they made the great pyramids of Egypt with advanced knowledge. That is Tameri's ancient knowledge of Cygnus coming to Kim. We named the motherfucker Kim. We named it Mitzrayim. Come on, bro. They've given you the spaceship theory because they don't want you to know they come from Tameri. Now, Thoth said that boat was buried under the pyramids. See all this bullshit right here? Now, he said that boat was buried under the pyramids. Right? Buried under Giza. He said something like that. Roll the coin. The Giza Hall of Records, people. The Hall of Records. That's where all our records at. Under Egypt. Them people they pulling out from under Egypt right now got our records on them. They landed there. They're not from there. They landed there. Ancient wisdom transcribed from a hidden Atlantean source. This is a mythology story. The real story is the Ibis is the Cygnus teaching. The wisdom of the Ibis became Thoth, the bird-headed man. Mythology, a deity. The bird-headed Ibis on a man's body is the wisdom of Cygnus. On the walls in Egypt, you got this story of Atlantis, telling you about the records came on the boat, buried under Giza. The damn Khufu ship. That's what they talking about. Not no spaceship, the Khufu ship. The Khufu ship made out of American wood. You gotta listen to your ancestors, bro. Stop listening to these hunter-gatherers. Listen to your ancestors. They telling you the story. You just got to understand that there's so many lies on top of it. They dug right under Giza and pulled out that damn ship. A regular ship, a wooden ship. Khufu. Ship made of what? Kind of wood. What kind of wood the Khufu made out of? Imported Lebanese cedar wood. Oh, it got imported to Egypt, huh? Oh, we came on a ship with an imported ass ship? Oh, okay. I thought we were from there. I thought the knowledge came from there. The fucking ship we came on ain't even from there. Now come try to debunk we know the truth now and get your head tore off. Roll the corn. The shit we bring the records and the knowledge on don't even come from Africa. Come on, bro. Be realistic. That's the knowledge of Thoth. The sickness knowledge. When you put that into play with the rest of the knowledge, this is what you get right here. That's what you get right here. Then when you do this, it's over. When I show y'all this, I ain't got to tell you nothing else. When I show y'all this, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done. When I show y'all this right here, I'm gonna be done. Roll the corn. When I show y'all this receipt right here, I'm done. We know the truth now. Here's the last receipt. It's the last one. Now I taught y'all all that to show y'all this. The Cygnus-Giza correlation. The best match for the Cygnus wings and the 3 Giza pyramids, taking into account the correct proper motion for the star Guinea. Slight adjustment for the refraction. Gap between the end of the land and the stars with the whole Cygnus star group. Now, instead of Orion, it's aligned with Cygnus. Deneb is a mound. The 3 middle ones are the middle of the bird. Then you got Ghibli, the star Ghibli at the bottom and on a mound. It's mounds in pyramids, people. Underground tomb. They go to Tomb of the Birds right there. They goes underground to Deneb. You can go underground right there. There's a whole bunch of ibises and falcons and ducks and all that buried right here. I even found one like this in America, people. This is the knowledge of Thoth, the Cygnus alignment. See that? That's where the knowledge comes from. Now, one more receipt. And these people know this. These people know this now. They know this now. Several ancient mounds complexes around the Mississippi River and the broader lower Mississippi Valley are believed to be intentionally aligned with Cygnus. Cygnus 6. See that? See that? Okay. Roll the corn. Let's go back. Cygnus falls right there over the mound. There's 2 spots. How many more you want? You want more? Serpent Mound, Ohio, has a Cygnus alignment. I'm going to have to go back and show y'all that one. Serpent Mound got one too now. We know the truth now. It's there. I already researched it. Let's look at this stuff these people just drawing out. See, can we blow this up? All these old sites got Cygnus, people. Our people built these places. Our people built these places. This was not no Native American mound. That is cap. This stuff is old, people. Anything aligned with Cygnus is old. Old. Super old. Telling you right now. Telling you right now, it's old. Ancient mound designed to send souls to the stars, Marksville, Louisiana. 5,700 years ago. That is 3,700 BC, people, right there. 3,700 BC. Mounds aligned with Cygnus. This ain't even the oldest one. 3,700 BC. Okay. How old is Giza pyramids? $5,700-year-old mounds aligned with Cygnus. Egypt is 4,500 years old. Who the first culture to do that shit? Khufu, completed in 2560 BC. That's 4,560 years ago. We got mounds on the Mississippi River, 3,700 BC. So America, Cygnus alignment is older than Egypt's. We are the mother culture. Did y'all see that? Put the coin in the chat what I just showed you. Y'all get me? Or did I move too fast? I move too fast? I'll do it one more time. Mounds in the lower Mississippi Delta, 5,700 years old. Aligned with Cygnus. The pyramids of Giza are 4,500 years old. That means 1,200 years older star alignment in Louisiana. Older than Egypt with the same star alignment. Am I lying? You get it? We the originals. We created the Cygnus alignment. They are descendants from us. Now you start to look around the world. Now you start to look around the world, people. Once you learn that, you go to ancient monuments aligned with Cygnus. Then you start to get the whole truth of who went around the world and done what, right? Let's look around. Göbekli Tepe, Cygnus. Newgrange Mounds, Ireland, Cygnus. Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey. Cygnus. Great Pyramids of Giza. Native American effigy mounds, they say. Cygnus. Stone Circle in Armenia. Cygnus. So, Cygnus everywhere. Roll the cone. All over the world. All over the world. Now, a lot of these dates can be debated, but y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. Now, a lot of these places are built out of stone. Stone construction is after earthen constructions. Facts. So you see stone constructions is after earthen constructions. Now, Maya, Cygnus, Central Star of Cygnus, Mayans. You get it? Olmec, Mayan astronomy. 7 Macaw. Now you start to see where these cultures are coming from, right? They coming from the mound builders of the Mississippi River. Olmecs, ancient Olmecs observed the constellation Cygnus, seen as a cosmic cross or the bird swan. Now I'm gonna put in, like in my book, I'm gonna put the timeline together. Cause we need a timeline of the way things were built. Cause all of them know about astrology. So you need a timeline and who moving around and what's going on to understand where these cultures started it and where they were finished, right? Everybody who has Cygnus alignments got attacked, people. Everybody. Whoever knew that knowledge got attacked in ancient times because they had all the food, all the knowledge. So you got to know that. And that's why, shout out to LINY for sending me these receipts of the old Egyptian sarcophagus in the museums with the Cygnus on their head, the Cygnus on their head. This even before they even came up with the Thoth ideology. It was just the Cygnus, the bird, the goose, or the ibis on their headdress. Then later came Thoth. Roll the corn. Love y'all, I'm in love with you. A couple people already bought some shirts. If y'all want to get some shirts, hit me in my DM for the order. I'm finna get them people stuff sent in. They just got them today. The Real Indian We Know the Truth Now shirts out now. Order them now. Pre-order them now. They out now. Y'all hop in my DM. Y'all want the shirt. Let me get these next two orders. Love y'all. I'm in love with you, man. Hope y'all learned something today. If y'all missed this live, go to my YouTube. Y'all follow Casey Macon. Follow Keisha the Hood Princess. Follow LINY. Follow these people, man. Well, we just on the we learned a lot, but it's a lot more to be learned, y'all. It's a lot more to be learned. It's a lot of more astrology to be learned. It's a lot of more the real meanings of the astrology. It's so much more to be learned, and we've been lied to so long that we have to break all this mythology and lying and stereotype of our people, right? Because our culture became demonized, and then religion took over. What's interesting about that is religion took our culture and turned it into their religion, and then said we was the demons. That's why people be so confused about cultures. Be like, okay, Jesus is the devil, Jesus is Lucifer. That's why they be so confused. Because they took the good and they turned it bad and they turned it back good. They took the good natures, they turned it to bad nature people, then they turned it to good religion. So they giving you different. So you get stuck in the middle, you think everything is demonic. But nature is not demonic. Nature is the only true. That's why they said my eye is the truth. Nature is the only true teacher we have, people. Man can just refer what he learned from nature and use that as his truth. But the real, original truth comes from nature. Ain't no way around it. Man can misconstrue what the nature's teaching. But when you go back so far, it was coming from virtuous people. So they weren't telling you they came from outer space. They told you they came from out of mound. And that's what I'm going with. Why would I listen to a man telling me that people come from outer space when my ancestors telling me they come out of mound? See, I can't listen to y'all no more. Right? Real Indian t-shirts, hoodies, white, black, red. Y'all have my DM. Where my girl at? Daughter of the sun, I got you coming. Here we go. Hop in my DM. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Y'all be safe out there. Hope y'all learned something. Go to my YouTube if you missed the live and catch it from the beginning. We know the truth now. Lil at the gun roll the corn, man. Y'all be safe out there. Love you, know what I mean?